Acre Steakhouse.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinion.
Good afternoon, New Orleans fans, Miami fans, and Fort Lauderdale fans, and welcome to a Tuesday edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. That's on everywhere. WWNN Radio. I'm not even going to go through all the call letters and stations. WWNNTalkRadio.com. Also streaming live with video these days at that's best of Delray Beach. I've got too many gigs going on. It's South Florida Live, right, Lubie? South Florida Live channel, which you can find on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm just totally fachatted today and verblungered and verklempt. Welcome back, Jeff Defo DeForest. I hope you're doing better than me after your refresher.
Would be too hard to top the condition that you're in, obviously. I don't know what's plaguing you there, but no, I couldn't be better. I got in late last night, so still in a little bit of a recovery mode, but overall, just a great trip. And I think the little 3-day pop to New Orleans is the perfect refresher. And, you're going to come back a little bit disheveled. Obviously, as I said, not as bad a shape as you are dealing with insurance companies.
Well,
but
I stayed home and I'm disheveled,
yeah.
So I'd much rather be in your shoes at this point.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's and you're right. New Orleans is like the perfect 3-day getaway.
Yeah,
some people would say Vegas, but New Orleans, you got everything.
Too far to schlep to Vegas. Too far to schlep. I mean, if you're going to go to Vegas, you can't go there for like 3 days because it's 5.5 hours in a plane, and you go through all the rigmarole, and then you got to get used to the West Coast time. New Orleans, you gain an hour getting there. So even though we left at night, we got there in time to go ahead and spend some time in the casino, and then 3 straight days on Bourbon Street was just absolutely fantastic.
Now this is where you and I differ, because you obviously like going to all those tourist hubs and hang out with the vomit spewing, urine streaming masses on Bourbon Street.
There you go with your quick broad brush to condemn everybody that you have no idea what went on there. You didn't even let me get into it a little bit, and you're already you went to these tourist spots.
I caught a little.
That's where it's at, Mike Mayo. That's where people are going. There's a reason they go there, because it's great.
I caught a little of your morning show, and did I not hear you going off about the smells that you can encounter?
No, but I think that's part of the charm.
Character. It brings character to New Orleans.
I dig it, okay? Reminds me of the sewage I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, when I was on Myrtle and Clinton Avenue there underneath the L playing punch ball. I don't mind any of that. That's okay. I like a little bit of funk.
Well, as somebody who had to ride the trains every day back and forth to high school in Manhattan from Brooklyn, I've had enough of all those smells to last a lifetime.
Well, I mean, and it smells like urine on the train that you're on. You're on the subway train riding back. You're looking at Miss Rheingold to see if she really is as hot as you think that she is in the picture. And, a guy is urinating next to you. That's why it smells like urine on the train.
Well, I told you the story about the one thing in New Orleans that they usually frown upon is public urination, particularly in the French Quarter, because I did have to bail out a buddy who got pinched for that when he was woefully drunk during
there are no cops there, though,
jazz
anymore.
fest. Oh, really? They got rid of all
police
the
the
cops?
area. Yeah, no, there are no cops. Yeah,
really? Oh, that's cool. Because when I went in college, believe me, when we went in college, you had to pay to go to the bathroom. So we as college kids said, okay, well, we'll go to the alley. And of the 5 of us, 2 got popped because who would have thought in college they arrest you for urinating in public. So I actually don't mind less police there, because
all right, because my friend got A friend got popped, and he made the little mistake of actually urinating on the corner where the police precinct is located. In the
Well,
French
you're peeing on the Louis Armstrong statue there, and you're like, that's not going to fly with these people here. They love Louis.
No, but meanwhile, you hung out in the French Quarter, and that's great. You got to
I was in other areas. I mean, I was also in the casino there at Harris, and then we went up to Frenchman's. Actually, Frenchman's Street had a dynamite music place.
That's
place
great.
Called Bamboula's. I had been there before and wasn't overwhelmingly impressed with the music that was available. I guess whatever particular night I was there a long time ago. So actually, my son's wife Kelly recommended through a friend this Bamboula's place, and it was terrific. Absolutely great, good food, like way better than you would have expected. Nice. Different variety. It wasn't necessarily all of the usual Cajun fare. And a lot of college kids in there, and they wheeled in one band after another. Like a band would play a set, and then 15 minutes later, after they finished, there would be a completely different band in there. It was great.
Incredible vibe. Yeah. All those little clubs, those little dive bars, the Frenchman's Quarter. And then if you go out further past the Garden District to Riverbend, there's the Maple Leaf. And I think there's a place called
I've been to the Maple Leaf. The Maple Leaf is really like a poor man's Funky Biscuit. They have a lot of great bands there.
I wouldn't call it poor man. I would call it pretty. I mean, I've seen some spectacular performers there during Jazz Fest week, but
I'm not talking about the performers. I'm talking about the place itself.
Oh, the place itself. Yes,
the place itself. You actually, if you see that, there's a picture of some guys. Dwayne Allman dropped in. Not Dwayne Allman. Greg Allman dropped in. He's playing keyboards at the Maple Leaf with one of the bands there. One of the regular guys is a guy named George Porter, a bass player.
Oh, he's great.
He's kind of one of the house mix there. And so here's Greg Allman on the organ and the keyboards, and he's not even facing the crowd because the stage at the Maple Leaf is too small to have all of the musicians face the crowd. So the keyboard is actually set up so the guy ends up facing the wall. So, I mean, not exactly what you're looking for in that style, and it's kind of a dumpy place, but no, it's a dump. Good music, though, no question.
It's a dump, but it's a dump with character, kind of like Bourbon Street, where you
They have a lady outside there selling food that, she's not a food truck, but she actually, has it out there like it's on a buffet, and she's got, all kinds of different stuff at a not necessarily a reasonable price, but reasonable under the circumstances. Because there's nothing, they don't serve food at the Maple Leaf. But and there's a lot of that sort of thing. Guys with their own smokers just out on street corners too. That was pretty prominent.
Again, you can't go wrong with the food scene. I do have to chide you a little bit because, again, listening to the morning Defo show, did I hear correctly that the first item that you consumed when in New Orleans was a lucky hot dog?
A lucky dog, yeah. That's just the way it worked out. It was luck of the draw. They used to have an Acme. In the Harris Casino, one of the restaurants in there was an Acme oyster bar. It was a variation of it, and they eventually, after not having the grilled oysters there, which is my go-to item there at Acme, that they eventually had them there, and so that was great. But they turned that into a sports bar because they now have sports betting. And so they had a different type of food there. And the only real thing that I could, actually latch onto at the end of the night was a lucky dog, chili, and that cheese whiz that they put on that thing. It was fantastic. You would have loved it, Mr. Skyline.
I'm sure I would have loved it, but it's like everything has a time and a place. And I always make it a point of whenever I land in New Orleans, I always scope out where do I want my first meal to be. And even if it's just a late night drive, sweep past Cafe Du Monde for a couple of beignets and cafe au laits. Or
listen to you, Mr. Tourist. Cafe Du Monde, the biggest ripoff, overrated. It is not joint New Orleans is your go-to place, and you're giving me crap. Unbelievable.
That's a classic. It's a classic place. I wouldn't call it a ripoff.
The line's down the block. You get the same beignet you could get anywhere else, and a cup of coffee at a fat price. Yeah,
fine. Okay, fine. You got me on that one. I usually go at off-peak cafe.
Go off-peak. Listen to this guy. You just shot all your credibility about New Orleans. Look, I know you know your stuff. I know you know your stuff, but you're not functioning well here.
I would not wait an hour in line. dine at Cafe Du Monde, but I certainly would go there at like 1 in the morning because it's open 24 hours. And at 1 in the morning, you sit right down, and it's like after a night of carousing and music and drinking, you go in there for a couple of late night beignets, and then you could have the lovely figure that I am sporting.
Just
around.
go grab a Lucky Dog at the casino. That's all you need, man. The street guys are long gone by then. They have and you know what? One of the most crowded places at the airport is the new Lucky Dog stand that they spiffed up because the airport changed dramatically.
You with the Lucky Dogs, it's like me with the Skyline Chili. Just like, I mean, look, we are coming up to 4th of July.
You're rejecting the Lucky Dog concept.
No, I'm not rejecting it. It would be like one thing I would eat, like when I'm, after a little bit of gambling on the 3rd day or something like that. I don't know.
Poker room. It's right by the poker room. The Lucky Dog.
All right. So if you got it right there at the poker room at Harrah's, then okay.
I know you're downing 2 or 3 of those different ways.
So, but my other question for you is because it seems like you did spend a lot of time in the French Quarter, and when I go to New Orleans, one of my favorite things, you get on that St. Charles streetcar and just take a ride out through the Garden District, past the Tulane University and the zoo and the beautiful Audubon Park, and then it goes to that River Bend neighborhood where some great restaurants, and like the Maple Leaf is out there, and Brightson's restaurant. And did you venture out onto the streetcar? And
I didn't take any streetcars this time. I have taken that ride, also known as the Train to Nowhere. But I know of what you speak, and there's some nice restaurants on that route. I did have a great experience, which wouldn't normally be my bag because I'm not fancy schmancy. And Kelly, Jesse's wife, wanted to go to a jazz brunch. That was one of the things she wanted to do. That's one of the reasons they wanted to be there on a Sunday. So we went to Arnaud's, and they had a very nice jazz brunch. $35 a head.
That's
very classy joint. Yeah, I mean, most of the people were wearing like Sears sucker suits, and they're pretty well dressed. The women, but you had to have a shirt with a collar. That was the only consideration. I don't know if you needed pants, but it really, what was great about it is, high end service. And everybody knew how to do all of the flambe stuff, which there was a wide variety of. It wasn't just Bananas Foster. They had, I don't know, you would probably know what this was, this coffee drink where they sort of like half peel an orange and they stick a bunch of, some kind of berry in there. And then they pour all of the liqueur and it goes into the coffee and it's in like this big gold pot. I don't know what that's called, but whatever it was, the show that they put on to make this one drink was incredible.
Right.
And all of the servers knew how to do all of the different things that they had to do when it comes to the flambe desserts and things like that.
The level of service at some of these just like storied places. I think Arnaud's has been there over 100 years, or maybe since the late 1800s. Did you catch the
not
founding
date? They gave us a little bit of a story, and what was great too, it was almost like jazz mariachi style.
Yeah,
because the band, there were like 3 guys. They had a guy with a banjo. Sounds awkward, the arrangement, but it works. Banjo, stand-up bass, who was a big fan of our good friend Christian McBride. He thinks he's the greatest. We were talking a little bit. And then a guy that played the trumpet, and it was terrific. They came right to your table, played whatever you wanted. It was fantastic.
Oh, it looks great. So you got that flambe coffee, not the bananas?
I didn't get it. No, the table next to us was having it, and we asked a few questions about it.
You send me a picture and say flambe like you were enjoying all these. Like,
well, it was the show. I'm not. I could care less about flambe. Just give me the bottle of booze.
You were too cheap to spring for what was it? Probably like a $20 coffee with all the booze.
No, it was reasonable. Actually, the prices were not outrageous on drinks in this place, although it was an expensive adventure considering 4 people for breakfast. But they had all the classic stuff. The eggs Benedict, Mustang had an omelet. They had like a shrimp appetizer.
Yeah. Any crawfish? Did you do like a crawfish etouffee or anything?
I didn't do any of that. At the time, I was still hungover from the previous night in my Lucky Dog, so I passed on eating at this place. But I did enjoy the show.
I was just about to praise you and just note that it was an extraordinary weekend because all 3 of us on the Lunchbox had high-class, what we'd call fine dining experiences this weekend. I don't know if Lubie told you.
Lubie was out at a place? Wait a minute.
We had a Steak 954 Sunday. Steak 954 in Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Him and the Sherrills went to a early Sunday dinner at Steak 954 on Fort Lauderdale Beach in the W Hotel.
With you? Courtesy of you? Or?
No, I had nothing to do with it. It was
a date night, we dubbed it.
Wow,
Yeah.
how was that, Lubie? What did you think?
No, it was good. We just had steaks. I mean, we don't really go out like you guys have all these great adventures. Shirley and I are so exhausted by the weekend. We don't do a lot, but we felt like we were trying to live up. You're in New Orleans, Mayo every day. He's eating 7 meals at all these fine places. So we were trying to step up our game. So we had a really good time. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, and he went there on Sunday, and earlier in the weekend on Friday night, I went to this new restaurant in Fort Lauderdale on the beach at the new Four Seasons resort property that just opened there earlier this year, and the restaurant is called Evelyn's or Evelyn's as they pronounce it there. It's kind of a really high-end Middle Eastern Mediterranean. I talked about it at length on the show yesterday. I went with Dick Steen and his wife, and another guy involved in the Best of Delray app, Lewis from Dallas. He's our Chief Technology Officer, also known as the Tech Geek. He doesn't like when I refer to him as that.
What about the angry neighbor of Dick Steen? Was he there?
No, your favorite guy was not there.
Oh, my God, what a jerk.
No, but we had a 5-top, and we had just an unbelievably one of the greatest meals I've had in Fort Lauderdale in the last 10 years. And I told Lubie yesterday on the show that, if I was still the critic awarding stars for the Sun Sentinel, this would have been a top 4-star, 4 out of 4 excellent, extraordinary meal. They have a really talented young chef there named Brandon Solomon. So I definitely will, again, it's pricey, but it's one of those places where you walk out floating on air and saying, wow, that was like great service, great setting. Impeccable food, nicely presented and served, and one of those special occasion places. So I recommend Evelyn's. Lubie had a good experience at Steak 954, and you were watching from afar as everybody was enjoying their flambés, except your table.
I enjoy the whole concept of the high-end service. I had been a waiter having to wear a tuxedo in a country club for a brief period of time, and we had to do the French service and the whole thing. And I sort of appreciate the guys that still are practitioners of the art, which they certainly wear at our nose for this breakfast or this brunch.
No, and one of the great things about this Evelyn's in the Four Seasons, they also had really good service, good refined servers who obviously knew what they were doing. A lot of them have come in from other Four Seasons properties, and it's good to see that in Fort Lauderdale because, again, Greater Fort Lauderdale and leads us right into the whole Lauderdale's thing going on this summer with our friends from Visit Lauderdale, and Neki Mohan will be out someplace this Thursday again, celebrating every one under the sun, every dish under the sun, and the diversity as we wrap up June and head into July and July 4th weekend. But all of you out there should definitely check out the Lauder Deals, which allows you to enjoy the good life for less in Greater Fort Lauderdale with great deals on dining, hotels, attractions, spas, and much more all summer long. So start planning your summer getaway or staycation online at visitlauderdale.com/deals and see all the ways that you can save. You'll find great hotel deals on everything from luxury beach resorts to family-friendly suites. You can indulge in food and drink specials at local restaurants and bars, and shop Lauder Deals for exciting attractions like Flamingo Gardens and Butterfly World. Plus, if you're a Florida resident, a first responder, or in the military, you'll find even more deals just for you. From miles of golden beaches to pampering at celebrated hotels, resorts, and spas, the good life awaits in Greater Fort Lauderdale. So shop Lauder Deals now at visitlauderdale.com/deals and plan your best summer vacation ever.
All right, proving once again that he does have a good opinion, but nonetheless, opting for the highly overrated and largely exaggerated greatness of Cafe Du Monde over a Lucky Dog, Mike Mayo in the Lunchbox will continue on that basis in a moment.
Makes no sense. Oh my God, you're the worst.
You like really good seafood, but maybe not in a fancy place? Even Keel Fish Shack. That's the place for you. I know it's the place for me, too. It's at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. It is a place for elevated food in a casual beachfront setting. They have good drinks. They got a great vibe. Chef owners, Brad and Dave, they come from a fine dining background. They had the original Even Keel Fish in Fort Lauderdale, but they moved over to this place in the last year. It is perfect. They're open every day for lunch and dinner. They also have brunch Friday through Sunday at noon. They have drink specials every day. They have happy hour 4 to 7, Monday through Friday. Some of the greatest deals around. You get the grilled oysters, 4 of them for $5. You can't beat that. All their food, the grilled octopus, the bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls. They have fish specials. They also have burgers and hot chicken sandwiches for the landlubbers out there. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack. Tell them Mayo and Defo sent you.
If you're looking for an honest place with great food and tremendous value, Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizzeria is the place for you. It's in Pompano Beach at 1940 Northeast 49th Street. It's just west of Federal Highway, just north of Sample Road, and it has not become my spot for Greek specialties like gyros, souvlaki, spinach pies, and pastitsio, that's the Greek lasagna, and also thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza. You got to go try some of their specialty pies like the gorgonzola and spinach. Oh, it's worth a special trip. Costa is a great guy. He has Queens, New York roots, but he's been in business in Broward for a long time. He's a great guy. He'll throw a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like long-lost relative. Costa's is open every day for lunch and dinner. They're on all the major delivery apps. You can also dine in or take out. Go to Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizza, where everyone is family. We're back on the Lunchbox. On a, what day is it? Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday.
Yes, today is Tuesday. June 28th.
Yes, thank God.
You think you were drinking a couple of hurricanes over there on Bourbon Street, wearing a hat upside
it's been
down.
One of those mornings where like my mind, I'm in like 15 different directions. But
come on,
no, but welcome back, and we also want to wish happy birthday, 96th birthday today to Mel Brooks.
Nice.
One of my
I thought you were going to say me on that one.
Like Defo ain't there yet.
Oh, you've got another week. You've got a week to go.
Is around the corner, my friend.
Yeah, and that's you're not there yet.
No,
you've got a ways to go.
I waited on Mel Brooks in a restaurant at the Dharma Grab many years ago. I mentioned his place.
The best.
Had a lot of Hollywood celebrities, and he was a very gracious person. I mean,
Good tipper.
Nice.
As humble as I recall. Yes, so we didn't have to chase him out of the
a
parking
good
lot
tipper.
like we did with O.J. Simpson. Michael Jackson also was stiff. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not exactly the greatest tipper, but Mel Brooks was a terrific guy. For anybody, you know, when a person is not condescending towards a server of that stature, it's always kind of a heartening experience. So we had a great time with him, waiting on him at the table.
Well, and Mel Brooks, born Melvin Kaminsky in Brooklyn, New York, and went to Lincoln High School, which is also the high school where my parents went and met as high school sweethearts. Mel's got a couple more years on my mom. He's a little bit older, but it's
Must begat Mike Mayo, though. I mean, there, romance at Lincoln High, beautiful.
But I've always been a Mel Brooks fan, and you talk about some of his comedies; they hold up, pretty well over time. The classics and a lot of good food scenes in his comedies, including, of course, the infamous baked beans campfire scene in Blazing Saddles. Right? You remember that?
That was great. Probably the greatest food scene was the food fight in Animal House.
Animal House,
possibly the greatest
not
food
Mel
scene
Brooks, but it's a classic food fight scene where Belushi got the cream puff and squeezed it out of his cheeks.
Yeah.
But the baked beans
Brooks
scenes
was up there.
Alex Karras, former football player turned, I guess,
when he punched the horse. Yeah, that was great.
Mongo. Right? And another.
I bet you wanted to do that a few times. In fact, you were probably that guy at Pimlico that punched. I forget the name of the horse, but it was in one of the prelims to the Preakness on a Saturday.
Sometimes I'm like Rich Strike. I just want to bite the horses that
just
savage them, especially after they savage me by running up the track after I get tipped on them. Happened a couple times this weekend. I hate when that happens. But
I meant that. Lose my number. If you didn't get that, LMN is lose my number.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right,
anyway, one more great food scene in a Mel Brooks movie is in High Anxiety, which is his homage to Alfred Hitchcock. The scene where Cloris Leachman played this just wicked nurse, and they would convene for dinner at the asylum where Mel Brooks got inserted as the president of the asylum, and they'd have these fancy dinners every night promptly at 6 p.m. And Cloris Leachman would set the fruit cups out, but Harvey Korman showed up 1 minute late. She snatched the first course away from him before he sat, and the famous line is, "Those who are tardy do not get fruit cup. So,
no soup for you.
No
I
soup for
love
you.
Mel Brooks.
All right, enough of the Mel Brooks tribute. I hope he has 96 more,
Happy
but
birthday, Mel.
probably not. Happy birthday to him.
I'm going to bet against
things,
96 more. What do you got?
Yeah.
A betting slip there? What is that?
No, believe it or not, one of the 100 things I did this morning before the show was I made it to my local Publix for my second booster shot because I am
Nice.
Oh, good for
eligible
you.
now.
Good man.
And
Good man.
so again,
Get on board there, right on time, Mike Mayo.
you know,
That was 6 months ago.
COVID is still a
He
thing.
wasn't
No,
old. The age was different, and I get the changes.
That was my fourth shot overall,
Yeah.
second booster. I guess I'm loaded up for bear now. I hope my side effects are minimal. A couple of times I've just had a couple of chills.
It's still around. Two guys, two bigger name guys at Wimbledon had to scratch out.
Yeah, I mean,
Marin Cilic, who has been playing very well for an old veteran, kind of making a nice comeback story this year, and always a factor. The big serve at Wimbledon, he's out, and one of the favorites, and the guy that I like a lot, the Italian stud, Matteo Berrettini, now out of Wimbledon, COVID. So it's still out there, Mike Mayo.
No, it's still a thing, and I would encourage people to urge, that to practice the safety protocols that's necessary for their situations. And again, I'm a big proponent of the vaccines because the data clearly shows that once you've had the multiple course of vaccines, that your chances of severe illness, hospitalization, or death goes way down. And yeah, you might get something like maybe I had a little touch of it, but it was just a little bit of a cold and not down for the count knockout. So that's my public service announcement for the day.
Well, speaking of knockouts, I mean, you had to admire the places that hung in there. I mean, imagine New Orleans during the COVID time. We talked about restaurants here, but they're kind of spread out, and you'd have to think that tourism was, down precipitously from any normal period of time. And those guys were going through it for a couple of years. And, you did see some carnage. I don't know about so much in the restaurant industry, but you did see a lot of places sort of shuttered up. So nice to see that they had rebounded to the, kind of proportions that they have, because it was very, very crowded there over the weekend. Very crowded with no special events going on.
No, it seems like a lot of people are traveling again, and again, that's good news for us here because we're such a big tourist place, and we have so much in the way of outdoor facilities and patios and places on the beach. And so even last summer, when most places were still kind of being hit hard, and the vaccinations were first taking hold, and there was the Delta wave, Florida and Fort Lauderdale was. It was booming all the way through, and a lot of restaurants keep opening. And the predicted apocalypse for restaurants did not happen.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of places did close down, but that's that's always been that way. Where after season, some places that didn't do as well as they're expecting pull the plug. It's always the normal cycle of life. Restaurants open and close, but fortunately, COVID did not do the damage that a lot of people were fearful of. And in fact, many restaurateurs from around the country, because they were not able to operate in their home locations, came to Florida, and it drove up rents and prices. And there's more diverse and I would say better restaurant choices all over the Tri-County area than ever before. So that is a true boon for us. All right, can I go on my harangue about insurance companies now? And I guess I'm
go for it. We're gonna
you're gonna make a whole self-indulgent thing here for the massive audience that is dying to know about your opinions on food. To fetch about an insurance company? Go ahead.
No,
we welcome this on.
I'm actually going to be not ripping my former employer, but questioning them because, okay, so you know how it works is when you leave a company.
Be careful because you're still in bed with these guys.
No, I know, but it's I'm on Cobra, which is like this program
that's the worst
Cobra
in
Cobra
the history of the world. I mean, you would be better off just risking death every day than being.
Or should I have just gone into the
It's like 5 times the cost of any insurance you could just purchase on your own. It's
then
ridiculous.
I should have done that, but I just was scared to I thought I had good benefits with this company. I'm on my last 3 months of Cobra basically. So at this point, I'm just
be happy. I mean, because you would almost want to trade it off for the last 3 months of your life being on Cobra for 3 months.
I know, but here's what happened. Out of college, it was rough. Yeah, it wasn't good.
You're supposed to pay each month on the first of the month, and I've got 3 months left: July, August, September. There's this administrative company that runs the Cobra plan that I sent the payments to every month. Well, all of a sudden, I made my. You know me, I'm a responsible adult Eagle Scout, and when I have money in my pocket before I go blow it all at a poker table or a racetrack, I pay my, what I have to pay. So for July, I made my payment last week. I got the invoice and I paid it online to the company that administers the Cobra plan.
Right.
I get in the mail yesterday a notice from another company saying, "Oh, hello. We've taken over your company's Cobra plan, effective immediately." And this letter is dated like June 25th. I get it on, or June 22nd. I get it yesterday,
All right.
after I'd already made the payment to the other company for July. And
there you go. There's the problem. You're being responsible. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You you want to like act like you moved to another country and never pick up your mail,
right?
And just say, "Well, I didn't get any notice." So
I don't want to I didn't want to let my insurance lapse. I got a bunch of things coming up I got to get done. So I wanted to be responsible, get it in time. Then I get this letter saying, "Oh, we're taking over the administration of the plan." And so I have to call them this morning and say, "Hey, I paid these other guys and it already cleared. I paid electronically. The money's already out of my account. What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, well, maybe they're going to forward it to us and we'll be." I said, "Maybe." I was like, he said, "It should be forwarded."
I'm sick now.
And it's like, it should be. I was like, "No, I don't want to hear it should be." I was like, "It will be, or I don't know. Let me know."
Yeah.
"Oh, well, you better call the other company." So I called the other company and they said, "Oh, no, we're not going to be forwarding it. We're going to be giving you a refund." So I got to make the payment all over again to this new company
and hope you
for
get
July
the refund.
1st. Exactly. And then the refund, I get them on the phone. Not only I did it electronically to get it right away.
And that's coming from a company that's just been overtaken by some hedge fund guy that is going to be bankrupt by tomorrow.
But they charge an extra $20 to do an electronic right from my bank account, which I've never done. So it cost me an extra $20 to send it in last week responsibly, way ahead of time.
Yeah.
I get them on the phone. I said, "So okay, I've got to make the new payment. When do I get my refund?" You'll get it electronically back in my account, in the next 2 days, right? "Oh no."
How about now? I mean, they could.
How about
to
now?
You. Yeah,
If I get it to you instantaneously with a $20 surcharge for using that service, when will I get the entire amount back electronically with the $20 surcharge, since I'm paying for nothing? And they were like, "Oh no, we're not going to be processing that until next week, and it'll be a paper check mailed out." And I just flipped out, and all the aggravation and money and energy, I threw a fit, and I said, "Well, you try to see what you can do about getting it back to me electronically, because I figured out a way to get it to you through that method. I think you guys could."
It's not happening.
Send it back that way.
Once they set these Stone Age policies there, these guys may as well be on the Supreme Court to make these decisions for these companies about releasing your money. You'd be better off just sending your money in, for Marlins playoff tickets now. That would be non-refundable, but it guarantees you a seat in 2029 if they make the playoffs that year. Yeah,
it's a rigged game, I tell you. And now, just to annoy you, I'm going to go to the eating portion. I'm going to do the.
What do you got? You got some etouffee? I ate a lot of grilled oysters. You got SpaghettiOs? What is this?
Cold pasta with meatballs. It's the last of the the last of the spaghetti sauce and meatballs.
And why? What's the occasion? I mean, why are you slobbering this down now? I mean, we're 12 minutes to go in the show.
Meatball day.
Yeah, you really suffer from the old Hank Goldberg syndrome, where you're thinking, it's great you're eating on the air there, Hank, because that was a Neil Rogers thing. But couldn't you wait till after the show?
No, because this is aggravating stress eating after dealing with the insurance companies all morning. And I'm hungry. I was running around all morning.
You need to find new ways to channel stress plenty there, Mike Mayo, that besides slobbering down SpaghettiOs or whatever that is. And I'm hoping that was from your lovely ex-wife, Michelle. And, I would be reluctant to be the first to try it if it was from one of my ex-wives, one in particular, because there would be a good chance. I mean, I would have Lubie try it first. It's kind of like having somebody go out to start your car when you're in trouble with one of the boys in the family.
It is from the lovely Michelle. And actually, I don't know, you missed yesterday, but Michelle and Natalia are now on vacation this week down in Tulum, Mexico, at a resort in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
They're having a great time. And Natalia, my daughter, has been sending me pictures. So it's good for them.
While you're eating these frozen leftovers, I've been craving a trip to either Costa's or Tropical Acres.
Yeah, I know. I talked to him yesterday.
And maybe both. I really am interested in attending a session at both places.
It's funny you mentioned that, Defo, because guess where I went to dinner last night after getting knocked out of the poker tournament at the Hard Rock? I went right down the block to Griffin Road and saw my friends at Tropical Acres Steakhouse. I sat at the bar. Nick, the bartender, was working, and you know what? It was quiet in there. It's finally like they were doing gangbuster all through June because of graduation season and retirement parties, all kinds of functions. But last night I went in and just bellied right up to the bar about 8:30. It was nice and quiet. A couple of other people in the business was there, including a guy who services their wine, one of the wine distributor guys, and had a really lovely time as usual. I was gonna be good. I was like, oh, I've been eating a lot of red meat lately. Maybe I'll just get some, scallops, a little seafood, and then I can't. When I go there, it's like I need my prime rib or the filet mignon, and and Joe Studiali, who's Jack's
I'm thinking you went prime rib. That they saved the piece for you.
When Joe comes over to me and he goes, "The prime rib's looking really good tonight," and I was like,
and that's saying a lot. It really is.
I'm helpless against that, and sure enough, I got the prime rib, and it was spectacular, perfectly like rare to medium rare, juicy. Dunked it in a little of that horseradish cream sauce. I had a little Caesar salad. Again, Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. When you go there, you will be transported back in time to a simpler time before you had to fight with insurance companies all day. Old school hospitality. They are in the yes business. And again, last night I mixed it up instead of getting my usual cream spinach. The onion rings were calling out to me. Somebody posted on Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group last week how they went to Tropical Acres and got onion rings as an upgraded side dish. Let me tell you, those are pretty good. Crunchy batter and real fried fresh onions. That's the kind of stuff you get at Tropical Acres. 2500 Griffin Road, just west of the airport, and 95 in Dania. Going to tropicalacres.com for all the latest specials and hours and updates, but they're open every day. But Sunday, the dining room opens at 4:30. The butcher shop is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. You could go in and, again, with the 4th of July weekend coming up, go in there, get your great steaks and whatnot to throw on the grill at home. And don't forget, Monday through Friday is the Twin Lobster specials, $35. Somebody was enjoying that at the bar last night, and he was loving it and saying it was a great deal. And, of course, tonight, also, half-price wine night every Monday and Tuesday. You can't beat the value. You can't beat the service. Go to Tropical Acres and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
We did receive like a fairly significant comp, a couple of $100 for the steakhouse at Harris. Okay, and this is the beauty of Tropical Acres. So the steaks were great, food was great. Only 3 of the 4 of us actually ended up eating, and the tab was $3.38 with a bottle of wine. That was a reasonably priced bottle of wine, and the prices weren't juiced to casino proportions. That these were prices you would find in common practice on any steakhouse menu. I mean, it wasn't outrageous, and the 4 of us could have eaten. Add in an extra person for far less than that at Tropical Acres. Remarkable how Jack Studiali and the Studiali family has kept the prices down on high quality meats.
Great value.
No doubt about it. All right, more on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. As he's out of sorts today. I mean, the kid has lost it. I mean, it's one thing he puts something, from Costa's or Even Keel or pizza spot in his mouth there, but leftover SpaghettiOs.
He's not even
from Franco's out of a can of schmutz. Unbelievable. All right, back with more on the Lunchbox in a moment, if you care to come back.
You like really good seafood, but maybe not in a fancy place? Even Keel Fish Shack. That's the place for you. I know it's the place for me, too. It's at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. It is a place for elevated food in a casual beachfront setting. They have good drinks. They got a great vibe. The chef owners, Brad and Dave, they come from a fine dining background. They had the original Even Keel Fish in Fort Lauderdale, but they moved over to this place in the last year. It is perfect. They're open every day for lunch and dinner. They also have brunch Friday through Sunday at noon. They have drink specials every day. They have happy hour 4 to 7 Monday through Friday. Some of the greatest deals around. You get the grilled oysters, 4 of them for $5. You can't beat that. All their food, the grilled octopus, the bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, They have fish specials. They also have burgers and hot chicken sandwiches for the landlubbers out there. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack. Tell them Mayo and Defo sent you.
If you're looking for an honest place with great food and tremendous value, Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizzeria is the place for you. It's in Pompano Beach at 1940 Northeast 49th Street. It's just west of Federal Highway, just north of Sample Road, and it has not become my spot for Greek specialties like gyros, souvlaki, spinach pies, and pastitsio, that's the Greek lasagna, and also thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza. You got to go try some of their specialty pies like the gorgonzola and spinach. Oh, it's worth a special trip. Costa is a great guy. He has Queens, New York roots, but he's been in business in Broward for a long time. He's a great guy. He'll throw a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like long-lost relative. Costa's is open every day for lunch and dinner. They're on all the major delivery apps. You can also dine in or take out. Go to Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizza, where everyone is family. Hey, it's Mike Mayo for my friends at Visit Lauderdale. This summer, enjoy the good life for less in Greater Fort Lauderdale with Lauder Deals. Great deals on dining, hotels, attractions, spas, and more, all summer long. Start planning your summer getaway online at visitlauderdale.com/deals and see all the ways you can save. From miles of golden beaches to food and drink specials to pampering at celebrated resorts, your dream summer vacation awaits. Shop Lauder Deals now at visitlauderdale.com/deals. And we're back on the Lunchbox.
I can't even talk.
Grumpy.
What do you got now? Cereal? What are you doing?
Grumpy Mike Mayo. I got my face stuffed with cold pasta leftovers from Michelle meatballs and pasta. Got my cold cup of coffee with the grumpy dwarf.
Yeah, I brought you back a beignet from Cafe Du Monde. I figured, and it came with a little tourist sticker on it, that you can put on your forehead now. Next time you condemn somebody.
You made me do a spit take.
Let me say this. I mean, there's a reason the line is out the door, and a lot of people are locals. Acme was great. I really enjoyed it.
They do a good job.
Talking about New Orleans again, and even Felix had a little bit of a line across the street. The Oceana Grill had a huge line. I mean, this was a place that, I remember just walking into at a prime time and not necessarily seeing a pack like that. So, and these are just popular spots because they're good and the value is good there. But I saw your place, Mr. B's. I didn't get a chance to go in there. They were only serving dinner. That was good. And
I really wish that you would have gotten a chance to go to Pascal's Manali, because that
was your place. Yeah. I
really
thought about it. But,
that would be up your alley entirely, because it's not overly fancy, and it's located. Yeah, it's a little bit out in the Garden District there, but it's a perfect spot to go. And then right after that, go down to Tipitina's. Is Tipitina's still open, by the way?
Tipitina's is around. They don't have action every night. Although if you're there in the middle of July, see, this would have been perfect. If somehow this had worked out, it would have been really dynamite. But Tab Benoit, one of the leading Louisiana musicians, very, very accomplished, world-renowned, fantastic performer. And
I've seen him.
He's at Tipitina's in the middle of July sometime.
Nice. I've seen him perform at Jazz Fest many times. And
Culture Room, he was here the first time I saw him. The Culture Room where you stand up the entire time. I don't know if it's still that way because they might have changed hands or something. Oakland Park and Federal. Yeah. And then many times at the Funky Biscuit, Tab Benoit. Fantastic.
Nice.
But Tipitina's looks like they have shows, not every week, but, frequently enough to, maintain a big presence there on the music scene in New Orleans.
You familiar with the band? It's called like Dumpster. Is it Dumpster Truck or Dumpster something or other? They're a New Orleans brass band, and they're a lot of fun. Also,
New Orleans Suspects, among the best, and they played a Maple Leaf a lot. They're like a semi-house band at the Maple Leaf. New Orleans Suspects,
and of course, George Porter. What's his group's name? He's got George Porter.
Porter has like the George Porter Trio, and he's been part of a lot of legendary bands. It's great too. I mean, and this is a terrific thing about some places that really get it when it comes to, and that's why I'm glad we're connected with Nicky Mohan and the group with Fort Lauderdale.
Visit Lauderdale.
You need people to encourage the people in especially tourist towns like this. Just be super friendly. You would rarely go to a place in New Orleans and have somebody give you like a sour face. They're just very welcoming there, all over the place. And even if you order like a schmenk, They don't give you, they might give you a suggestion, but they don't do it in a condescending fashion like they might
I
do
like
in
that.
some restaurants.
Yeah, the some of the people here, especially in places maybe in South Beach and some of these other
Yeah,
trendy spots,
don't be
Yeah,
uppity.
they could
Yeah.
take a lesson because sometimes I walk up to a bar and it looks like I just set off a stink
Yeah.
bomb or something, and then I was like,
You don't
"All
want to
right,
be
I
waited
thought
on by Jay Billis after a Duke loss. You know what I mean? And he's on the air going, "Well, you know what? The referees really screwed us today." I mean, you don't want any part of that.
Hey, speaking so our man Jim Sarney just texted and sent me a message
Did
that
the sneakers fit? I
I-
wanted to ask you
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, a couple of updates.
Yeah.
The sneakers, I'm sorry, they did not fit. I had the same problem as you. My feet are way too wide for them. They were very constricted.
Jewish,
My
flat
flat
foot.
Miss
Jewish
Sarni's
feet.
not,
Yeah, Sarni's not up on that.
So I don't know what to do with them. Should I sell them on eBay or just
Just
set
hang
'em
on to them
outside?
for 6 months like I did, and then try to palm them off. No, thank you, Jim. It was great.
Well, Sarney just I don't know if he's trolling me or not, but he points out that today is National Insurance Awareness Day. So
Well, it should be. Yeah.
There you go.
For you.
That's about
so
right.
I had plenty of
But
awareness.
Cobra, I remember, because in the radio
Horrendous.
business, electronic media, you're going to have a bunch of different jobs. So you're often fired and with no foreseeable warning
right,
whatsoever. And then your move is to go, well, what about my family? I just had a baby. They don't care. And you're on Cobra. And the insurance you were paying like $150 out of your pocket for a month is now $1,200, and it covers nothing. So get away from that as fast.
I
as
should
you
have
can.
just gone right into the whole open whatever they call it. The people call it Obamacare or the federalhealthcare.gov and just priced it out.
Pay like Spirit Airlines prices.
I've
right?
had that. It's actually way better than people say.
Yeah.
Anyway, old people like myself, we hate change, and I just wanted to stick with the insurance
Medicare.
company that I knew. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm 9 years away from the promised
Lie
land.
about your age. Just reverse the numbers. Man. Maybe
But by then,
65 and you're in.
the Supreme Court or somebody will probably take it all away by then. Hey, anyway,
Costas, baby.
Costas, baby. That
Wow.
is gonna salve all my wounds. And Costas Greek Eatery and Pizzeria. We're gonna be there in 2 weeks for our monthly remote broadcast.
That's not
Tuesday
soon
the
enough
12th.
to go back there. It's great.
In Pompano Beach, 1940 Northeast 49th Street, just west of Federal Highway, a little bit north of Sample Road. It is a great place for New York style pizza and all your Greek comfort food classics like gyros, souvlaki, spinach pies, pasticcio, moussaka. And you can't beat also great, hospitality. Costa is a warm and welcoming guy. Sometimes he'll throw a plate and shout, "Opa!" It's open for dine-in. They also have takeout delivery on all the major apps. You want to go to Costas Greek Eatery Pizzeria.com to check out all the offerings and to order online and for delivery. Again, Costas Greek Eatery Pizzeria.com. Go to Costas and they will treat everybody like family. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All right, more coming up on WWNN. I was just distracted there watching a little Rafa Nadal possibly getting broken here. Everybody's waiting for Serena to take center court here, speaking of weight. And she is coming out there for her first match back after a year off in singles. And Nadal's playing right now, some schmenk, and is struggling here in the third set. Nobody wants it to go 4 or 5, even though he's going to win the match. All right, back with more on 1470 WWNN in a moment.
You like really good seafood, but maybe not in the fancy place? Even Keel Fish Shack. That's the place for you. I know it's the place for me, too. It's at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. It is a place for elevated food in a casual beachfront setting. They have good drinks. They got a great vibe. Chef owners, Brad and Dave, they come from a fine dining background. They had the original Even Keel Fish in Fort Lauderdale, but they moved over to this place in the last year. It is perfect. They're open every day for lunch and dinner. They also have brunch Friday through Sunday at noon. They have drink specials every day. They have happy hour 4 to 7 Monday through Friday. Some of the greatest deals around. You get the grilled oysters, 4 of them for $5. You can't beat that. All their food, the grilled octopus, the bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls. They have fish specials. They also have burgers and hot chicken sandwiches for the landlubbers out there. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack. Tell them Mayo and Defo sent you. If you're looking for an honest place with great food and tremendous value, Costas Greek Eatery and Pizzeria is the place for you.
It's in Pompano Beach at 1940 Northeast 49th Street. It's just west of Federal Highway, just north of Sample Road, and it has not become my spot for Greek specialties like gyros, souvlaki, spinach pies, and pastitsio, that's the Greek lasagna, and also thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza. You got to go try some of their specialty pies like the gorgonzola and spinach. Oh, it's worth a special trip. Costa is a great guy. He has Queens, New York roots, but he's been in business in Broward for a long time. He's a great guy. He'll throw a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like long-lost relative. Costa's is open every day for lunch and dinner. They're on all the major delivery apps. You can also dine in or take out. Go to Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizza, where everyone is family. Hey, it's Mike Mayo for my friends at Visit Lauderdale. This summer, enjoy the good life for less in Greater Fort Lauderdale with Lauder Deals. Great deals on dining, hotels, attractions, spas, and more all summer. And we're back to wrap up a Tuesday edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on South Florida Live streaming networks and WWNN Golden Oldies Radio coming at you soon.
There you go.
What is that? 95.3 FM in the Southern Palm Beach area, along with 96.9 in the 96.9, 95.3. That's your FM dial to tune in. And
iHeartRadio app too, right? Isn't that my understanding? iHeartRadio app as well. Are we still on
I
that?
guess, yeah, no, it should be on there. You know,
Yeah.
I get that the world has become too complex for me. There's just all this content washing over me in every
You now have
direction.
a zillion sources of getting these kind of programs, and
Yes.
nobody can figure out how to find them because they used to just be coming out of one place, and that was your car radio. Yeah.
Nowhere else do you get award-winning food critic and sports columnist and news columnist Mike Mayo eating cold pasta
on air
than the Lunchbox.
I don't know that this is going to garner you any kind of Pulitzer recognition for your journalistic expertise. The fact
That ship has sailed. That
feeding
ship
your
has
face.
sailed. That's no more awards in my future. It's just nothing but aggravation with insurance companies and hopefully some good food. And then now after this, I have to get one of my tires fixed. You know, you ever see that where you have this slow and steady leak and you've been avoiding it, and now it's finally.
I got one for you though. Here's a beef, a legitimate beef, and would not be if you just started a page, a Facebook site like you have page for Let's Eat South Florida. You would have 800,000 subscribers if you had a Spirit Airlines complaint page.
Oh, geez.
All right, so check this out. I mean, we were talking about it this morning. This is right out of the Don King School of Weigh-ins. We weigh in a bag, and there's no indicator as to what it weighs when we put it on a scale at the Fort Lauderdale Airport.
It's a mystery, right?
And the woman tells us it's 5 pounds over the limit, and so we have to pay $50 right now, or this bag is going nowhere. Okay, or we can go and look like a bunch of real schmoes and have people picking underwear out and this and that, and then weighing the bag several times, like they were, slicing up a pound of bologna at the supermarket. There, no, one slice off. It's like, just take it, lady. So we weighed a bag in with like one less thing. They could more than 3 pounds. On the way back in New Orleans, 41 pounds, a 14-point differential in discrepancy.
Yeah, somebody's got their thumb on the scale, but all right, enough of that. We all, that's all the time we have for today. So we're not going to bash any more insurance companies or Spirit Airlines. I hear they charge for air on some flights too, but that's it. We're going to wrap it up.
You wanted a cushion with that seat?
Nah, that's exactly it. We're going to be back tomorrow as usual at noon. And for now, for everybody, Defo and Lubie, thanks for tuning in. And until tomorrow, remember to enjoy every sandwich.